I remember the exact moment that I realized I had been fighting my ADHD brain basically my whole life. I was writing an email. I was just replying to somebody else's email, something really, really simple. But I had been staring at the screen. I'd been deleting what I'd written, rewriting everything, trying just to get everything out of my head that I wanted to say. And I'd been staring at the screen for over an hour, and I still wasn't ready to send it. And I used to wonder, why is it that it takes me like 2 hours to do something that takes somebody else 10 minutes? What if I told you that so much of what society has taught us is actually making things harder for adults with ADHD? That there's a different way, right? A way that works with your ADHD brain, not against it. Because ADHD is not a lack of effort. In fact, you know what? I think we work often twice as hard as everybody else, right? It's a brain wiring difference. Most people spend their lives trying to fit into the system that was never designed for them, right? That's why strategies that work for neurotypical friends, right, people without ADHD, just don't work for us. Because no amount of just try harder or set an alarm to remember or get yourself a diary, none of that is going to change us. I spent years feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, and like I was constantly behind. But once I started to learn how to work with my ADHD brain and what my brain needed, everything changed. Okay? That's exactly what we are diving into in my free upcoming masterclass, 4 steps to an easier and happier life after an ADHD diagnosis. I am going to be sharing with you key things that I wish somebody had told me way sooner. Because they really would have saved me years of struggle, right? If you have ever thought, why is everything so hard for me? Or why are things harder for me than other people? This class is for you, my friend, okay? So here's what we're going to cover. We're going to start with how to understand and work with your brain. One of the things that I hear from clients and people I get to support all of the time is, you get it, right? It's like you're in my head. You're so relatable. Do you have a tiny camera following me around? I get that one a lot, right? Because I do truly get it, right? I understand. Many people say that they feel safe to be themselves after experiencing this, okay? When we understand that the things we thought were wrong with us, like were bad about us or character flaws that we had, are actually incredibly common ADHD symptoms and normal in our community, right? Adults with ADHD. It's a huge relief, and it's incredibly validating to know that you're not alone. And when we can identify these things as ADHD symptoms, right, then we can learn how to work with them rather than just trying to force ourselves to do everything like our neurotypical friends, right? Like most people out in the world. Or beating ourselves up because we're not able to do that. Right? Here's the thing, trying to force yourself into a neurotypical system and way of doing things is like trying to charge your phone with the wrong charger. It just doesn't work, right? The second thing we're diving into is emotional regulation for adults with ADHD, okay? Because ADHD is not just about, focus or a lack of attention. It is so much about emotions. And I think emotional dysregulation, the difficulties we can have with emotions, is one of the biggest symptoms and challenges that those of us with ADHD have. When we don't manage our emotions, what happens? They manage us, right? And if we don't know how to respond to our emotions, if we were never taught, then what happens? We react to them. All of our lives, we have been taught that our feelings are wrong, that they are bad, they're too intense, right? How many times have you heard things like, calm down, don't be sad, it's not that big of a deal, you're overreacting, chill out, stop crying, you'll be fine, get over it, right? Many of us have this really difficult relationship with our emotions, right? And if you have ever felt like you can't control your emotions, right, this part is going to change everything. All right. Next up is managing and increasing dopamine. Okay? At the heart of it, people with ADHD, we have less dopamine than our neurotypical friends. And what that means is we have less motivation, less drive, less effort available to do things, right? Dopamine plays a huge role in so many of our ADHD symptoms. And it's something I love to talk about. I'm so passionate about it because when we understand how the ADHD dopamine system works, and it's pretty simple, once we understand that, we can work with it to increase the amount of dopamine we have in the tank each day. What does that mean? More motivation, more drive, more effort. And it also impacts things like our sleep, our mood, our satisfaction in life. Okay, so ADHD and dopamine, huge. And lastly, we're going to be talking about having your own back, because the way that we talk to ourselves matters. Most ADHDers, we have been told we are lazy, right? We're inconsistent, right? We're too much. And it's time to change that internal dialogue and the amount that we beat ourselves up, right? Because of course that impacts our self-esteem. If you struggle with self-esteem, right, you would not be alone. So you're going to get really good at backing yourself, the way that you back other people in your life. Right now, you are really good at having their back, the people you love and care about. So now it's time to turn that towards yourself, because if you want a better life, this isn't just a nice to do, it's a need to do. All right? My friend, my life has gotten better and better the more I've leaned into these 4 things that I am going to be teaching you in this class. And I have had the privilege of helping hundreds of adults with ADHD to improve their lives by using the things that I will be teaching in this class. I want every adult with ADHD to have tools and to support, right? I want to see every single one of you live a big, bold, and beautiful life. And if you want that too, then my friend, come and sign up for this class. The last time I ran this, here is what a couple of people said. No one has ever explained these things to me before, and they made so much sense. And my favorite, I gained more knowledge from you in that one Zoom class than I have in over 40 years. This is real ADHD-friendly support that works, okay? So during this class, you're going to get 1 hour of powerful insights, right? You're going to get practical tools that are tailored to your ADHD brain, not just generic advice. You're also going to get a workbook, right? That'll provide you with some notes, some key takeaways, and help you to apply what you're learning. And you can also get the recording available for 7 days because, hey, ADHD and life happens, okay? So, my friend, if you have been feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, or like, you just don't know where to start, this is it. This is where you start. This is what's next, okay? And it's totally free. So it's happening on Thursday, the 20th of February, 12 p.m. lunchtime, New Zealand time. It's on Zoom. That means, yes, you can show up in your pajamas. No judgment at all. In fact, you won't even be on camera, just me, okay? As I said, there is a replay that will be sent out, but you must register in order to get that replay. And I'm also going to reward you if you come live because I love to give away some ADHD-friendly gifts. So if you do come live, I will answer all of the questions. I'll hang out as long as it takes to answer all of your questions, and I'm going to give away some live bonus ADHD gifts. All right? So in order to register, right, you can click the link here where you are listening to this, or you can visit the navigatingadultadhd.com website, and the little banner across the top there, the green banner, that there says register now, and you can click on that, okay? I cannot wait to see you, to have you there, to support you and help you to work with your ADHD brain. My friend, this is just the beginning. I'll see you soon.